It is thought that Deep Silver has given up somewhere on the path of Dead Island 2 development. With 3 game developers being replaced in the past, only Dambuster Studios has been announced to take over this project since 2019, which made things even more unpredictable. The series of silence since then lasted about 3 years. Then the light at the end of the road appeared. The long-awaited Dead Island 2 trailer was announced at Gamescom 2022. And now, when I have finished the next version of the once popular zombie theme series, I think I have had the answer to the expectation for nearly a decade. Dead Island 2 has gone through a period of development that seems like hell, but it is often said, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, I don't want to be corny here, but is this a huge comeback of the Dead Island series? You're watching Tipsy Tammy. The game welcomed us to Los Angeles on a plane that lost control and crashed to the ground. On that flight, there are 6 main characters. Only one will survive and you will choose who has that life-saving opportunity between Jacob, Danny, Amy, Ryan, Bruno, and my girl Carla, which prevailed in my universe. They represent each position in co-op mode. Each of them has 2 innate skills. For Carla, she starts with the ability to increase toughness when her health is critical and to increase a small amount of damage if she is facing a ton of zombies ahead. They have 7 attributes as you can see here, and what you can do, or should do, is to choose a character that suits your combat style the most. You are the one who defies everything to rush into a bunch of zombies, or you will be a silent one who do stealth and take advantage from environmental elements, or you like to block anything. It will be best if you make sure of this, since there is no going back. Well, personally, I block everything but not my access number, so I will choose a character with high resilience to later use healing cards when parry succeeds. Actually, these 2 innate skills are not that important, as I will get more of them every time I level up. Unlike its predecessor, Dead Island 2's skill upgrade system has now been switched to an entirely new mechanism. Goodbye to that skill tree, hello the brand new skill card system! It is divided into 4 categories, including the abilities, which cards are used to add new skills like either dodge or block, special skill like flying kick, and furry mode a lot later on. The survivor section, mostly health increase cards, Slayer enhances your combat, and lastly Newman, which will take a long way to get those cards included. These slots are shiftable anytime, so you can always change your skill set depending on your strategy at that time. This creates variety in gameplay, and also gives players more options to OP however you want. Surprisingly, Dead Island 2 doesn't have difficult modes to choose from. First, I thought it would be as difficult as Soul-like games, but no, it turned out to be quite easy and I didn't have any challenges. I even did quests that require a higher level. Well, I'm in my comfort zone and I don't want to get out. The more I played, the more I realized how fascinating this game is. My each Dead Island section lasts about 2 to 3 hours non-stop, because my god, Dambuster really know what they're doing, and Deep Silver would no more have trust issue. If you're looking for a horror kind of game, you have come to the wrong place, because what the devs are looking for is a effing yeah so loud when you finish those zombies. Well, even if you haven't played the first one, then you will need to. Since to dive in this game, you just need to sit down and relax and take the controller in and smash the hit button with the wide weapon system and massive zombie types. It must be said that the melee weapons are 2 varied. You will start with a regular stick or a burn stick, and gradually what's in your hands must be a machete, a katana, and even those metal claws. Each has levels, different power ranges, rarity ranging from common, uncommon, rare, extremely rare, and legendary. Well, believe me, those from above common are everywhere, and you can totally smash this game with only uncommon weapons. If you want to play the role of a branded hunter, then these tips are for you. Some suitcases, cabinets, drawers, or safes will need to be specially unlocked, which you will usually find when you defeat the top level zombies around. There are a few rare weapons will be in the side quest. Another type of key is also very common, is the fuse. You will not find it anywhere but need to buy it from traders and use it at the place where there is a fuse symbol on the map. Each weapon has its own durability, so you must always fix your favorite weapons at the workbench. Of course, the higher the weapon's level, the higher its durability. You can also attach elements such as lightning, fire, water, and chemicals. Don't forget to take advantage of these elements in combat, since each type of zombie has its own weakness. For example, for those that are in the pool, which is near water, just smash their heads with chemical attached weapons. Add a healing survivor card when doing a counter successfully, and you will have a very effective way of play. So the fun lies in the creativity of gamers, because Dambuster has served you the whole table. Dambuster seems so focused on melee combat that they ignored the gunnery weapons. I played for half of the game to get the first shooter, and I got the second after 2 hours. Meanwhile, it takes you 10 to 12 hours to complete the main quest. These guns are OP. The fire rate at which the sniper rifle has is so fast it's quite unrealistic. Meanwhile, the game has a curveball mechanism that I quite like. The Molotov and bombs are limitless, but they will cool down, which is much easier than picking them up in limited quantities. In Dead Island 2, the gore is so next level. I wouldn't be this hack and slash if the flesh system Dambuster created wasn't so outstanding. The real deal came from how the zombies reacted to my hit. Dambuster has been so detailed to customize how each weapon will create slashes. For example, with katana or swords in general, the slash will be long but shallow on those zombies' body, which is suitable when encountering a bunch of zombies. And you can also smash on their dead body, like the way you were having a bad day. To explain this, Dambuster implemented the flesh system applied to the zombie model. The way they did it was to build the model as much detail as possible, I mean the organ as well, then apply it to the engine and let the system do its work. Along with the blood splashing and the realistic sound effects, I think Dambuster has done everything to get you goosebumps because the experience is so addictive. It is safe to say that Dead Island 2 is the successor and developed version of Dead Island 1, which is not following what other successful games of the same genre are out there. I mean, they still keep the fresh, funny feeling. They just brought it from the island of Illinois to the magnificent Los Angeles. Unfortunately, the plot weakness is still there, making your character really bland, even though they have invested in the character's background. But in the end, Dambuster is just bringing that character into the story for no purpose. The quests in the game are designed in the search and destroy type, and have also been duplicated a lot in the journey. Imagine you'll find the same type of key many times to use on the same type of lock. You will hardly find any puzzles that stops you. Mainly in the game, you will have this or that person, nothing to do with what you were supposed to do to find the answer to the pandemic raging everywhere. It seems that Dead Island 2 is not born to answer your question, but on the contrary, it left you questioning what is going on. It is the weakness in the storyline that the side quest accidentally shines when adding insignificant but interesting information about the characters you encountered on the main quest. Dambuster Studios also added Alexa, which you can call those zombies "Hey you" to get their attention. While other zombie games will focus on stealth mechanics to kill them quickly without wasting a bullet, here you can feel free to challenge them. You're welcome! Or this is one of the effective ways to trigger the AI, because in this particular scenes when I shoot, they don't even look back. In addition, Dead Island 2 follows a pre-arranged story, has a backtracking element so you can return to certain locations, and a fast travel map that helps you to move back and forth between those locations. Talking about the game's graphics, Dead Island 2 possesses impressive graphics. Even though it's only Unreal Engine 4, everything still creates a current-gen worthy feeling. To be precise, Dambuster was somewhat clever by utilizing the power of Unreal Engine 4. The game is not open world, it's just a hub world. Make it quote by quote, let us more. Without having to allocate effort to create a large world, but instead of areas around 1 square kilometer, this allows Dambuster enough resources to depict every scene in detail. Both the outside and the interior are equally beautiful. From the villas of Hollywood movie stars to high-class resort hotels, all are built extremely detailed and realistic, and dirty construction stained with zombie flesh such as abandoned houses and sewers. All of them are depicted with an extremely high density, making the experience more immersive. Besides the graphics, the sound effects to describe the chopping and slashing merely are top-notch, making the combat scenes more immersive when hearing the bruises on their flesh. This includes explosion from bombs or gas tanks. In addition, the soundtrack of the game is also interesting when it comes to combining many genres of music, EDM or classic, which makes Dead Island 2 really diverse and colorful. It's not difficult to find those combat scenes that create a new and unique feeling, not just common scary gloomy thing, and that is what Dead Island series is all about. One thing I also appreciate is that not only the PC version, but the console version also has FOV option, making the experience as comfortable as possible and extremely useful in many situations. Zombies are around and you will need the widest POV possible to calmly handle the situation. Being able to adjust the FOV like that, it will theoretically affect the performance because your machine will have to handle more graphics. I have experienced the game on both PS5 and Xbox Series X with FOV up to 100, but the game is still smooth at 60 FPS, which is quite outstanding. Have to compliment the performance. Nonetheless, many times I encounter bugs. A lot of times when I was busy fighting and slashing, I found myself pushed by zombies into materials and I couldn't get out. Only way was to reset from the last save point. Not 1, 2, but 3 times I got these exact same bugs. There was even one time running through the door.
Getting out of LA, yeah, I'm getting out of LA.
When I fell dead for no reason. No traps, I can guarantee this is the bug, not a function. This actually didn't affect my experience that much because autosave was a hero, but hopefully it will be improved through the patch before release. Overall, Dead Island 2 had a great comeback. Not spectacular because obviously Dead Island 2 is the successor in combat. Well, like Flying Tiger. I don't know because if it's okay to use that phrase since English is my second language. But the weakness in the plot and the mission line is still there. Deeply appreciate Tipsy's 9-year unremitting efforts in the search for developers, and the unwavering vision of the most important series for which they are now known. And I expect nothing more but this type of dumb fun that I find myself smashing buttons for.